OMG, I'm just so excited. You know what I'm most excited about is tomorrow is all the Thanksgiving Day parades. I got all the dressings. There's nothing more exciting than a lot of Thanksgiving love. We hope you guys will have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow.
We're gonna have a nice gathering at the house. So,
oh wow,
my family's usually pretty much all there. All my brothers and sisters. My brother's still under the weather. He said he's not going to make it tomorrow.
Oh, that sucks.
He's the one that's closest too. So, but we're going to make him a plate, slide up on his porch, and let him come out and get it because
there you go.
He's sick.
Are you going to set a trap?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
So you can give him you can set Santa Claus that's blown up so he can hug it and pretend like it was you guys.
I do have like a 20-foot snowman.
Oh, so, that'd be cool. Yeah, I like the idea of that. we are reheating.
Are you?
Well, we had turkey Saturday because we had a bunch of family that came in town last weekend.
Okay, gotcha.
Because we got a little 1-year-old that just turned 1-year-old.
So what's happy birthday to
Lillian.
Right? Yeah.
She just turned 1, and so we had some family in town for that. Did a little birthday smash cake, and then we had turkey dinner and celebrated Thanksgiving together.
And she's 2?
1.
1?
1 and cracking out. She's got like 5, 6, 7 teeth cracking out right now.
That's why you were like 10 months or something like that.
When we first got her. Yeah.
So, well, congratulations.
Thanks.
We are, where was I going to go with that? Sorry. Train of thought.
Well, I do have a lot of family coming in, though. My sister's coming down, so she's excited to see the boys and Lillian, too. So, which will be a nice break. Because they're like, here.
I counted it up. I counted it up with, I had 23 adults or something like that.
Wow.
And so if my brother's not coming, that makes it 22. Now, I'm not sure about my oldest son and his wife. They may be going to her mom's or something. So we haven't really, we don't know. So it might be 21 or 22. And then we have some...
so isn't that how it works, though?
Church family that's coming over, too. So.
Like if you have sons, you lose them because they have to go to the new daughter-in-law's place all the time. Is that what happens?
Well, I mean, maybe sometimes not. Sometimes everybody comes to your house.
Oh, that's okay too.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know. So I won't know that for 20 years. So I'm starting at 50 doing this now. Come on.
Yeah. So it was. So we have. Well, you'll know. Well, my daughter. For a daughter, I don't have a daughter. So, but your son. I mean, when you think about it, Landon's going to be. You're not.
He's only 10 years away from the 17s.
Yeah, so you're looking at maybe a little bit less than 20 years, but there's a range there. So it depends. I mean, because my kids' range were for my boys getting married. They were early 20s, and except for Tyler. Tyler's still in his early 20s, so it could happen, I guess.
So do you do like the traditional turkey? You got the
dressing,
sweet potato pie, candy yams.
We generally host in my family, and most of the time, sometimes my sister Carrie, she'll host, or Ray, my brother Ray's hosted a couple times. But for the most part, Kathy and I host at our house Thanksgiving. Mom and Dad do Christmas Eve at their house. And so, but yeah, we do a turkey. But I was going to say is I usually just go buy the biggest turkey I can find. So this year I was looking, I was like, hey, this is how many people are coming, and all the kids are now basically adults, with the exception of our grandkids. But all my nieces and nephews are all basically grown. They're all mid to late teens, or they'll all be graduated probably in the next next 1 or 2 years. And so I was like, okay, well, that means everybody's adults. We have to, so I typed into butterball.com or whatever their website is, and I say, okay, they have their Thanksgiving dinner planner. So I took a look at plugged in the number of people, and it says, all right, are you light eaters? It's like, well, no. Slide that bar to the right. And then it says, do you want leftovers? I'm like, well, yeah. So you put it over here. And it says, okay, you need 42 pounds of turkey. I was like, oh my gosh.
I bought a 20-pound turkey. The thing was $36. You need 40 pounds oh my Lord.
So I bought I'd already bought a 25-pound turkey. And so that means I had
They
to go
come
buy.
in 25 pounds?
Yeah, the biggest one I've ever bought, I think, has been 29 pounds. But
What?
and but I buy Butterball usually.
Same.
And so this one was about 20. It was like 25 and a half pounds or something like that. Maybe closer to 26 pounds. So that means I didn't have enough turkey. So I was like, I had to go buy another turkey. And so I went and bought another. We went and bought another 17-pound turkey yesterday a couple of days ago. So it's already been in the fridge.
How much a pound did you get it for?
I don't remember. I think we paid 50. Like just under $50 for the first one.
Okay.
And so I imagine it's about the same for the other one.
I know Kroger had
it was like $1.89 or $1.85 or something like that a pound. I think is what it was.
Yeah, I know. I gave an extra $150 to the food bank for this season at last Sunday because I know that they are trying to raise money for stuff at the church.
Yeah.
But, so I was gonna. I just lost my train of thought. I did a U there. So with turkey, I had an interesting thing that happened last weekend. You know, you get to the turkey, you get to the wishbone, and I had Landon and Liam never saw one before, and so I said, "This is you make a wish with this, and then you break it, and the person that gets the longest end of it." Usually their wish comes true. Yeah, and I said, but I told him, I said, you have to tell us your wish out loud, and it can't be selfish. You have to pick something that's not selfish. Of course, they both picked something selfish, so it was really weird. But I've never seen this done, but when they snapped the wishbone, the part that's supposed to stay broke off. It broke in two places. So they both had the short end, and the part that's supposed to stay broke off from both of them. So neither one of them got their wish. And I said, boys, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. And they said, aw. And it was the cutest thing you ever saw. But I honestly have never seen a wishbone break. And
I don't think I have either. Usually it's one side or the other. But, you know, it's one of those traditional things.
Yeah. Speaking of traditions, I hear that the GOP has a traditional thing coming up this December.
So, yeah, December 15th, we will have our Christmas dinner. It is going to be at Robert's Family Farm. It's going to be 6 o'clock in the evening, December 15th, 6 p.m. to 8:30. We have confirmed that Daniel Cameron's going to be there. He's going to speak. Mike Harmon's going to speak. We're working on getting a couple of other candidates as well, governor candidates. We will have a few other constitutional officer candidates that'll be there to speak with us and visit with us as well. I believe Richard Heath is going to come up. He's running for agriculture commissioner. I believe... we're working on a couple of others, but did you hear that there's another person, this Alan Keck, K-E-C-K. He's like the mayor of Somerset. So he's thrown his name in there. I can't remember how many gubernatorial candidates we have now for the Republicans, but it's more than you can count on one hand. It's probably approaching two hands. So because I know we have Kelly Craft, which we haven't had confirmation on her yet for the Christmas dinner. We have
Savannah
Maddox. We Ryan Quarles, Mike Harmon, Daniel Cameron, Alan Keck, and I know I'm missing a couple. I know that there's like two or three others that we.
Mike Harmon.
Mike Harmon. So let's see, Mike Harmon. Yeah, so I
Attorney
count
General.
6 or 7 right now.
Daniel Cameron.
So I think there's 6 or 7 right now that are in.
Let's see.
At least.
Let's pull it up. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, let's do that. So, but anyway, they're gonna. We're trying to get as many of them here as we can to speak on during our Christmas dinner. It's a traditional dinner. It's going to be probably ham and another meat, whether that's turkey or probably not turkey. It'll probably be beef or something like that. But then it'll be mashed potatoes and stuffing and things like that. The cost is $40 a ticket. You can get 2 tickets for $75. And if you need a table of 8, is $300. So.
I might be reading this wrong, but an article says that Governor Andy Beshear is seeking a second term after defeating Republican Matt Bevin in a close race in 2019. And Beshear might be tough to beat, despite being a Democrat in a red state. It's saying that it's showing him to be the most popular Democratic governor in America. cracking the top 10.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but it was quite
what's the percent? I mean, we went to the state Republican meeting, and it's definitely on the minds of our leadership. Mm-hmm. They are Mac Brown. Mm-hmm. I discussed it quite extensively. That hey, we need to. He is more popular than you would think. Mm-hmm. Even though when we looked at when you look at his record, a lot of people think that he did well on COVID, and I was like, don't people remember that he was having the state police write down people's jot down people's license plate numbers because they were at church?
Well, so
they were
regardless, there's a laundry list of who's who in the zoo that's running against him from the GOP, and the lineup is well renowned. I will say Daniel Cameron, current Kentucky Attorney General. Kelly Craft was Ambassador to United Nations. Before that, Canada under Trump. And then obviously native of Glasgow. And then Ryan Correll's the Commissioner of Agriculture. He's been in that office since 2015. And then Savannah Maddox has been a state representative since 2019. Mike Harmon is currently the auditor of Kentucky. And then Eric Dieters, suspended Northern Kentucky attorney, but he's a fervent supporter of Trump and often using the slogan, "Make Kentucky Great Again." Then there's Alan Keck, mayor of Somerset and Pulaski County, who was running. We did not see him at Fancy Farm.
No. I think he's kind of a new entry.
Right.
I don't think we.
When is the last chance to enter for governor?
It's going to be that first week of January.
I can still throw my name in the hat.
You can.
Steve Lake for governor. Let's make Kentucky great. Vote for Lake.
That's right.
What do you think?
I like it.
I don't know. Oh, I don't think so. Anyway,
hey, I'm there for you. So
okay, all right. So then you got said David Cooper, resident of Kenton County in northern Kentucky, and a member of the Kentucky Army National Guard. Let's see. Robert DeVore is a Jefferson County resident. He has previously run for Jefferson County Clerk and the State House of Representatives. He has not raised any money according to the KREF. And then there's Robbie Smith, is a resident of Madison County. His website says he's a high school math teacher and has lived his entire life in Kentucky. He's raised $2,000 according to the KREF. And then Johnny Rice is a resident of Harrison County. He was an organizer for a January 21 Patriot rally outside the Kentucky Capitol, which included many heavily armed attendees. He also has not raised enough money. Anthony Moore is a resident of Oldham County. He has not raised any money as well. So there's a lot of candidates. My running and watching a race locally, at the local level, you got to raise money.
You've got to raise money.
You can try to fund it yourself, but at the gubernatorial level, even if I go back to the top of the list and start working our way down, those people have, they're just backed. There's so many supporters.
Well, there's going to be, they've got to raise, there's going to be millions and millions of dollars spent on this election,
especially from outside of state to support the Democratic name.
Oh, it absolutely. And one thing that we talked about was that it doesn't look like it looks like the Democratic Party purposely, the state party, purposely didn't put a lot of money into the local races this year. So they basically said that there was one seat that they're going after, they're running hard after, and that's going to be the governor's seat. They want to maintain the governor's seat. So they're going to put all their money into that basket, and at least it looks like it. Yeah. They're going to be pulling money in from like you said, outside of the state, because the liberals that the liberal side of the equation want to get a win, and they think this is a place where they can win because he's an incumbent. So, I think that, but I really think that whoever comes out of the Republican side are going to be they're going to be wildly popular. They've won statewide races for the most part, with the exception of a couple. But whether it's Ryan Quarles, Daniel Cameron, or Kelly Craft, very popular. Mike Harmon. Those are just four. 3 out of those 4 right there are they've won statewide races.
So to that note, what I would like to tell everybody, and Mark, to your credit, being the party chairman, you do this Christmas party every year. You set it up, you make it a big deal, and then you get these big names in here. These are people that are running. Folks, you can get your tickets. Mark's called out the price. We'll call them out again before we end the show, but
Yep.
This is your chance. We had 9,500 voters coming out. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I don't care. You can buy a ticket and come to this event, and you can come meet these gubernatorial candidates. We had a lot of Democratic votes that went toward the Republican vote, and so you're welcomed with open arms, and we'll even have a voter registration card for you.
Yeah, that's right. We've had Democrat voters come to our events in the past, and we've not pushed anybody away.
Yeah.
You're going to hear a lot about why we think that the Republican Party is the right party to be with, and such. And we're going to ask you, hey, if you're here supporting, thank you. And would you like a voter registration card?
Yeah, but I think for you to come, if you're even in the party, this is a good opportunity. Really grip and grin the folks that could be sitting in the seat.
I mean, you can ask a question sitting. I mean, a lot of times these candidates are sitting with, they're accessible. They're in the line with you when you're getting dinner. They're not like
intermingling. They're not stuck in a corner.
Stuck in a corner with security and stuff. They're there letting to let you to talk to you, to meet you. Ask.
Well, actually, with the exception to Cameron, he's got a security agent that follows him. But I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. Well,
he is the attorney general.
He is the attorney general, so that's goes.
But he's accessible. I even noticed that when we met him in Frankfurt. So
I mean, Daniel Cameron's been here. He's come and worked our booth at the Meade County Fair. As when he was running for attorney general. So that's those are all the Republicans tend to they'll do that kind of things. I mean, this is Meade County. Meade County is becoming
pivotal point for the state.
It's starting to become a strong, especially on the Republican side. The state understands, hey, this is what's going on in Meade County. They understand that there's votes to be gotten here, and we are sandwiched in between Hardin County and Jefferson County, and we're kind of like that gateway to rural Kentucky. And I think that we have an opportunity to kind of position ourselves that way, and it's they come down here, they pay attention. So.
Yeah. So if you're listening or you watch us later, I encourage you to get in touch with us, get a ticket, come meet them in person. If you cannot make it, tune into the Meade Truth.
That's right. We will have a live podcast that night. It'll be from. We'll probably get it started just a little bit after, right around the time that we do the
speakers.
The speakers. We won't probably have any of the procession, or
you won't have to watch anybody wiping their mouth off from eating food.
That's right. We might have a camera on the audience or something like that, but we'll pretty much keep it locked out until we have the speakers and such, so we can but you will be missing out there's some really good food. If there's anything,
who's our caterer?
Gail Hinton is our caterer, and she does a fabulous job. And I'm gonna tell you, if you ever get her, if you ever have her get her catering services, man, the ham that she puts together is just tremendous. My son swears by it.
Even if it's not for the food, come for the fellowship.
Yeah, I mean, you get to talk to people. You and I'll be there. Troy will be there, I'm sure. Most of our candidates,
Troy will be there.
Yeah, most of our candidates are there. I know Troy's. He confirmed the other day that he's going to be there. We're going to have. It's an opportunity for you to, meet and greet. You can even squeeze in a question here or there, over dinner or whatever, depending on, where you're sitting or what have you. But, nobody's going to be, like I said, behind a curtain. Everybody's going to be out there and let you talk to them. They're all personable. They've all come down here to Meade County before, and they are willing to come down here and visit with us and hear what what our issues are.
Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it because it's one of our remote events. And just to make a small announcement, we got some more kit. And so now we're ready to go do more of the remote stuff, which means that with a lot of the promises, talking about the town halls and stuff like that, we hope to be out and broadcasting those live so you can see those town halls come to life, and then either participate remotely or in person so that you can really get involved with the fiscal court.
We have an opportunity here for our show, for our podcast, to be able to expand it and learn a little bit more and understand, hey, how can we make this more accessible? How can we make it a better tool for the listener?
That's right.
And not just for us getting our word out. We want you to be able to converse and get your opinions in. And so we're working through that and trying to figure out what's the right way. Can you text us live? Can you call in live on some of these things?
Yeah.
We're trying to put all that together. So
now, after we break the new year, we're looking to bring on Aris, our young Republican junior leader, and get some of that going too as well, and just try to deliver some more content than just Steve and Mark and two guys and a Steve, and then and then obviously as we gear up and start getting towards May. This really starts over again in January because we have another primary in May.
That's right. That's why. We it's like we finished up one cycle and we're right into the next. We had a great election day for November 8th, and we had tons and our overall turnout for the election was basically average, maybe a little lighter than average. I think that, but I would say, I would call it pretty much an average mid-turnout. We had two pockets that were really light. I think it was Brandenburg East only had like 16% of the voters come out and vote. And then Grahampton, which includes Fort Knox.
That's first district.
In the first district, it was below average.
Well, that's kind of hard to get. That makes a portion of Fort Knox they're not from here. They live there, but they're not from
exactly. Here. So they're always going to be traditionally lower, but they also have more voters than some of the others too. But some of the other precincts. But in all in all. It was a pretty good turnout, and I think that what that means is we need to make sure that this is not even considered a midterm, because all we're going to have are the constitutional officers up for this time, and it's going to be very important for us to get the vote out and make sure that guys.
This is going to be tough for the midterm. Well, this is going to be a tough primary because there are so many running in the race for the gubernatorialship, and then whatever else is on the slate for that. So you really got to get out and meet some of these candidates, because honestly, if you just go in there and you're not informed the day you go down, and people randomly check just because the name sounds cool, that's not going to be a good voter.
Yeah, or it's just the name that you've heard over and over in an ad, because that means just the dollars are winning races and not the person. And we need to, I want to hear from everybody, and we're doing everything that we can to give you the Meade County voter and surrounding area, for that matter, the opportunity to hear these people and to ask them questions, interact with them. And I think that's our main goal right now, is to make sure that between now and the primary in May, that you're going to have as many opportunities as we can possibly give you to talk to them. If it's probably one or two, the Christmas party will likely have our We haven't set the date for our Lincoln Day dinner yet, but it's likely going to be somewhere around I think that February, March time frame. So
I think it'd be cool if the paper came out and did a story on it.
it would. It'd be nice if we could get somebody to come out, and, somebody from the paper to come out and just do some interviews and things like that. We'd love to have them out, and we'd invite them out to
cover it. I mean, that's kind of a big deal when you get all these big liners to come out and talk. But so talk a little bit more about the costs associated. I know it's a couple. It's $75. I got a checkbook out there. I think I brought it tonight. I hope I brought it. If not, I'm gonna Venmo you. But
you can always go to the Win Red. So so it's $40 a person. It's $75 a pair. Mm-hmm. So we don't restrict that to husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend or anything like that. It's if you want to buy 2 tickets, it's $75 instead of $80. And then our full table of 8 is $300. And we'll have sponsorships. We sell sponsorships, which is like a table of 8 plus $100, and you get your name on the sponsorship and what have you. You'll have co-hosts. Who co-host also there's an upcharge for that, and then there's also a host level that gets a couple tables and things. So we only usually have 1 or 2 of those, but it's but
you'll see a lot of the local elected officials from your recent selection at the polls. So you'll get a chance to meet with them. All of your magistrates, I believe, will be there. I don't know of any that have said no. I think you should. We would all probably get to see Trey Webb. A new addition. Is that right? Well,
I haven't heard from Trey that he's coming or not, but I would expect that just about everyone that was in this. Now, some people have other obligations. This is Christmas time.
It is.
So I talked to Brett Guthrie the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, just to say, hey,
Did you say it's Christmas?
It's Christmas is in the air.
It is. Like tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving and right into Christmas. We'll just slide right in.
Speaking of, I have a question. Where in the world did we ever come up with Black Friday? I've been trying to think about. I mean, I could have Googled this, but I came up without Googling this to find out the real.
For a lot of years. Right? Okay. So Black Friday is a black ink. Right? Okay. It's the ledger.
Oh right? Yeah, so you can be in the black out of the red.
Out of the red. Most stores, especially toy stores back in the day, they were pretty much running at a loss until they got to the Christmas season, which starts Black Friday. Black Friday is the kickoff.
Your chance to get back into black before the end of the year.
That's right. So that's how
okay. I can go with that, but if we were to not know that, what would you think the definition would be of Black Friday?
I've heard all kinds of people speculate on what it was, but
I thought it was the release of Batman.
They
called it Black Friday because I'm just kidding, everybody. I do know the reason. But I was thinking because the kids asked me the other day, said, "Why do they call it Black Friday?"
Well, I mean, it's not even fair to call it Black Friday anymore.
No, it's not because it's Black.
It's Black November.
It started in July.
Yeah,
it was
Black Friday in July.
That's right.
They used to just say Christmas in July,
and now what's the day after where it's the Monday Amazon?
Oh, Monday is Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday.
So I don't know. I mean, my sister and I were talking about this. We used to all, go out. We have Thanksgiving dinner. Mm-hmm. We would play games and stuff until 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, whatever. Into the evening, and then we would all, not all of us, but a big chunk of us would get up and we'd go out for those midnight starts. It used to not start until 4 a.m., 5 a.m. On Friday, and then it started doing midnight. Then it started saying, "Oh, we're going to go ahead and stay open, come back open at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's 4 o'clock on Thursday." And we were like, we don't really like that. We didn't, the tradition kind of got broken, and I don't know when the stores are even opening now. I mean, we haven't looked at anything. I mean, now Kathy and I are, we're in our 50s. Our kids are pretty much grown. We buy for our grandchildren and stuff. We've already started buying, Christmas presents a couple weeks ago. And, but we're just not as into that as we used to be. But it's just a part of that though. We still liked, even when we weren't buying a bunch, we still liked going out on Black Friday for the atmosphere, the fun of it. So, right? Finding the deals and trying to help our siblings and stuff find deals and things like that and help them. But now it's like they've ruined it. They've absolutely ruined it for us. So it's to get up now. It's like, when do you go? When do you start? Oh well, no, you missed that one because it was on Thursday. You missed that because it was at Thursday at 4. Then you missed.
You're just 1 minute too late. 7, we can't let you in the line. We're sorry.
I worked at Walmart during Black Friday years and years ago, and it was massive. It was massive. It was a massive undertaking just to get everything. We would close up on Wednesday night at midnight, and so there was no third shift was kind of cut off, and we would all leave. Now, before we left on that night, most of the Black Friday stuff was ready to be pulled out into the aisles. And then you didn't stock shelves for Black Friday. Everything stayed on the pallet for the most part. There were some displays and things, but very few. Almost everything stayed. And it would be, we would, in the next morning, it would just be, madhouse. It was like, there were people everywhere. And they called it Blitz, all right? They called it Blitz. And so the pallets would come in stacked up, and it'd have a Blitz sticker on them. This is for Blitz. Cannot come out until Blitz. And so I've seen both sides of it. And then when we'd go shopping, when later on when we were no longer in retail and stuff, and Kathy was in retail for 25 years, so she hardly ever got to go Black Friday shopping. So when we did, there was this one year. It's like I remember we were already in Walmart. Let everybody in a little early before they actually started the Blitz. It used to be stood outside and waited in the cold, and then you had to try to get in as fast as you could. Then they started letting people in and sit and wait for the Blitz to start. And so the first year they did that I can remember, that was like you heard this noise, and it was like you'd hear something go like. And then you hear,
the feet,
and you're like, what is that? And it was getting closer and closer, and just kept doing it over and over again. And they started at the front of the store, and they would rip open. They would have people going and ripping open the Blitz, the pallets, taking the black plastic off of the pallets, and people would just bombard them.
Oh wow!
And it was like so you'd hear the rip of the plastic coming off, and then you hear all the people. It's just like louder and louder, this whole roar coming around the store. So it was pretty cool, actually, when you think about it. And I remember that was the first year I bought an Xbox, I think, for the kids.
So speaking of Xbox, I wanted the PlayStation 5. And like when it first came out last year, it was so hard, or it was a couple of years ago. Anyway, so hard to get. So you like waiting for the deal to come online. And this thing I hate about onlines, right? They're going to do a deal. It starts at this time. But these hackers, they got this hack machine, man. And they come in there and they got this code and it just rips them all up. And then you get on there, you're waiting, man. You're hitting the refresh button like at 12 or what is it, like 11:59 at night. Yeah. And you're counting the seconds and you're looking at your computer clock and it's 58, 57 or whatever. It's getting to the, about to hit 12 and you hit the refresh button and boom, it's right there. And you click the order and you go to your cart and it's not there.
It's gone.
And you're
all
like,
gone.
I'm in milliseconds here.
Hey, I've been there.
How is this gone?
I've been there.
Walmart, you've shamed yourselves. Shamed yourselves. You are not happy Christmas people, Walmart. You stopped me from my PlayStation 5.
I know I've been there. I'm not for Black Friday items because we typically, if I'm ordering, Cyber Monday changes things a little bit because they have the deals and stuff.
Sure.
You can usually get, but I've been there, but I used to deal with it on that. You should have seen me back in the day trying to get Midnight Madness tickets for Kentucky basketball.
Sure, I can imagine.
It was the same thing. There was 24,000 seats available, And that day, anybody can get any seat, basically, within, I guess there was some held off for some people, but for the most part, you can, you can get any seat. So you're trying to be first. You're there. I'm sitting there refreshing, waiting for him to go online, waiting for him. And you have to hit the button for him to find a seat. And it's maybe 2 years out of all that, 2 years early on, I was able to get seats close, maybe on the end or whatever, but I was down on the floor. And then all of a sudden, couldn't get them anymore. It was I'd hit it right at the time. And man, it's up. It's in section, the second section.
Speaking of things for Thanksgiving, sports. So NFL tomorrow, I'm tracking the Cowboys are playing. You got the Bills at the Lions. You got the Giants at the Cowboys. Big game tomorrow. If the Cowboys win, they got a chance to win the division. If they can beat the Giants in Philadelphia, it's going to be an interesting division. I'm a Cowboys fan. I know that's probably going to make a lot of Kentucky people mad, but
you are Texan.
I was greasy-haired Texan. Anyway, as commonly known. And then the Patriots at the Vikings. So for your traditional holiday festivities, I know many of you will be napping at that time because the tryptophan will kick in. But I just want to say a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. I want to say thanks for tuning in to our show.
Yes, thank you all.
And we look forward to seeing you at the holiday Christmas. So
December 15th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That's going to be at Robert's Family Farm, 125 Kennedy Road in Guston, Kentucky. Tickets are going to be $40 a piece, $75 a pair, and a table of 8 is $300. So call us 270-945-3418. We'll go ahead and get you reserved down, and you can pay for those through our Win Red. You can pay for those at the door. You can pay for them by check, mailing us a check. We'll go through all that. Just give us a call, 270-945-3418.
Hey, look, we're looking forward to seeing you there. And as always, thanks for watching the podcast. Hopefully you got some information about the candidates coming up and your chance to see them, those who've already signed up. So come out, grip and grin with their hands. And we can't make it any easier for you. And if you don't get to come in person because you can't get the tickets, and they go hot, so make sure you call Mark quick because we only got so much seating there at Robert's Family Farm at the venue.
The venue
is
at
what
Robert's
it's called.
Family Farm. Yep.
So join us and the Meade Truth live, and then we're in person. One of the two.
Either way, it's live.
It will be live. That's right. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. You guys have a great night.